Okay, situation number 22. A cantilever beam, 250 millimeters by 400 millimeters deep, is 3 meters long. It is subjected to the following service loads. Dead load, including the beam weight, is 12 kilonewton per meter. Live load at the free end is 20 kilonewtons. And then you're given all the material properties, such as FC prime, Fy for the longitudinal steel, and so as for the lateral ties. Clear concrete cover is given. Cover to the centroid of reinforcement is also given. And then you're given the load factor requirement, strength reduction factor for moment 0.9, and then for shear 0.75, and diameter of lateral ties is 10 millimeters. Okay, so let's start by drawing first yung cantilever beam. So let's say ito yun. Ayan. Okay, and this is 3 meters. Sinabi. So this is 3 meters, no? Subject siya sa uniform load na 12 kilonewton meter yung dead load, no? So dahil ito ay service, i-factor na natin ngayon pa lang, no? So this is 1.2 times 12. Okay, that should give us 14.4 kilonewton per meter. So factored na yan. Tapos yung meron daw live load sa free end. So again, i-factor na natin 1.6 of 20. Okay? So that gives us 32 kilonewtons. Okay? So for the first question, number 64, determine the maximum nominal shear stress in the cantilever beam, no? So here, kung titingnan natin, ang tinatanong niya, maximum, no? Nominal shear stress. So ibig sabihin, kailangan natin computein yung shear stress. So ang shear stress natin is basically the maximum, no? So yung shear force divided by BD. Okay? Kaya lang ito, kung ito ay ultimate, okay, ultimate maximum. So ito ay magiging factored na ito ay magiging ultimate na stress din. Okay, so para maging nominal yan, di-divide natin ito ng reduction factor for shear. Okay? So yan, nominal na yan, no? At gusto ko lang din i-highlight, sinasabi niya maximum, no? Pag sinabi kasing maximum, ibig sabihin yung pinakamalaki. Alam naman natin na meron tayong critical section for shear, at yung critical section for shear is nasa D distance at the face of the support, no? Critical section for shear. Okay? However, hindi niya kasi tinatanong kung ano yung nominal shear stress at the critical section for shear. Ang tinatanong niya sa atin, ano yung maximum nominal stress. And alam naman natin kung maximum shear force, makukuha natin yun dito sa fixed end. No, dyan. Dyan natin makukuha yung VU maximum. Okay? Kaya yun yung kukumpitin natin. No? Kasi ang sabi niya, maximum. No? Alright? So, kumpitin natin yan. So, basically, magsasummation lang tayo ng forces dun sa natin, beam natin, no? So we will have VU maximum will be equal to 32 kilonewton plus yung 14.4 times 3 meters. Okay, and that should give us 75.2. So 75.2 kilonewtons. So therefore, our maximum shear stress is equal to 75.2, gawin nating Newton para maging megapascal yung sagot, over 0.75 times D times D. Yung D nga pala natin, so ang cross-section, according to the uh, given in the problem, the height is 400 and then the base is 250. Na 250. Okay? And because this is negative bending kasi cantilever, so nandito sa taas yung ano natin, tension side. O, kunwari yan yung ano, bakal, ano? Yan. Okay? So, effective depth will be measured in this manner. Ayan yung effective depth. So, tatandaan natin yung effective depth, laging sinusukat mula sa extreme concrete compression fiber. Okay, so bakit nasa ilalim yung compression? Kasi kapag cantilever, yung bending moment natin ay negative. No? Negative bending kasi. No? So, ibig sabihin, ganito yung moment. So, ito yung compression, ito yung tension. Okay? So, that's the effective depth. And basically, sinabi naman sa problem na yung distance daw na to ay 70. So, ibig sabihin, this is just 330. No? 400 minus 70. So, we will have here 330. Okay? So, our maximum shear stress will now become the nominal maximum shear stress will become 75.2 thousand over 0.75 times 250 times 330. Okay? And that gives us 1.215. Okay? So nominal ito ha, nominal. Okay, pag tinanong ay ultimate, tatanggalin mo lang to. Ayan, ultimate shear stress, 0.91. Okay? Ito yung nominal, no? Okay, so what if ang ibig niya palang sabihin dito is yung sa critical section for shear. Okay, kung halimbawa yun yung ibig sabihin niya, edi ang papalitan lang natin itong VU, hindi yan yung VU natin, bali yung shear force dito. Na kumbaga magbe-method of section na lang tayo diyan. Okay, then you solve for the shear force here. Okay? Pero hindi naman kasi yung tanong niya, ang tanong niya ay maximum, kaya itong maximum shear ang ginamit natin. Okay? Alright, so that is for number 64. So ang sagot natin ay letter D. Next, number 65. The tension reinforcement are to be placed on a layer only. Which of the following is the most suitable? So dito i-design na natin, ano? Mag-design tayo. Okay, so design natin. So, of course, kailangan natin yung moment na to. Okay, so kunin muna natin yan. So, MU is equal to, mag-moment lang tayo dyan sa fixed support. So, unahin na natin yung uniform load. 14.4 times 3, ang moment arm ay kalahati ng 3 plus yung 32 kilonewton, ang moment arm ay 3. So, this gives us an ultimate moment of 14.4 times 3 times 1.5 plus 32 times 3. Okay, and this gives us 160.8 kilonewtons. Kilonewton meter. Okay? So now that we have MU, kailangan ito hindi lalagpas sa magiging design capacity natin, which is yung PML. Okay? So binigay naman na yung P ay 0.9 according to the problem. Okay, so ibig sabihin, tension control dapat yung ano natin dito, yung approach natin, no? So tension control. All right, so how do we solve that? So once again, so just going back to the basics, no? Ito yung cross-section natin, halimbawa, tapos ito yung bakal, no? Tapos, of course, dahil nandito yung, let's say ito yung neutral axis. So dahil nandito yung compression side, so nandito ngayon yung depth ng compression block. Okay, so tawagin natin ito na A. Okay? So this will become our compression. Okay? So again, this is 0.85 FC prime. Tapos nandito naman yung tension ng bakal. P. Okay? Tapos ito yung C. Okay? So ang unang goal dito is mahanap yung depth of compression block. No? Tapos yung distance nga pala nito is palagi na A over 2. D minus A over 2. Ayan. Okay? So to calculate the depth of the compression block, mag-moment lang tayo dito sa T kasi wala pa tayong value ng T, di ba? So mag-moment tayo dito and then ang iikot is yung C times ito yung moment arm. Tapos dapat yun yung nominal strength. So lumalabas na yung nominal strength na nasa baba. Okay, will be C times D minus A over 2. Okay? What is C? No? C is yung stress times yung area ng concrete under compression, area nito. No? So that is just B na equal sa 250. Okay? So we will have, dito na sa taas, we will have 0.85 FC prime, tapos yung area na yan is A times B. Okay, we have D minus A over 2. Okay? So, kapag sinabshoot ko to dito, no? Tapos equate na lang natin siya dun sa MU. So we will have 160.8 equals 0.9 yung P times 0.85 FC prime. Lagyan na natin ng values. Ang FC prime ay 28. 28. Tapos yung A, tapos yung B ay 250. Effective depth is 330 minus A over 2. Ayan. Okay? Tapos, ang magiging value kasi nito, Newton millimeter. Kaya gawin na rin natin itong Newton millimeter. Okay? And then from here, you just solve for A. No? Once again, quadratic ito. Pag dinistribute yan dyan. Okay? And then we can solve for A. So magiging, again, magiging ganito siya. No? A times negative A over 2, magiging negative A squared over 2. Pag nilipat sa kabila, magiging positive A squared over 2. Okay, tapos ito naman, A times 330, edi 330A. Tapos pag nilipat sa kabila, magiging negative. Okay, tapos ito mga constants na to. Okay, i-divide ko lang lahat yan dito. Okay, kaya magiging 160 times 10 to 160.8 times 10 to the 6 over 0.9 times 0.85 times 28 times 250. Okay? And then this will remain positive. Ayan. So all equal to 0. So therefore, we can now solve for A. Nadalawa yan kasi quadratic. Pero isa lang dyan yung i-accept natin. Mode equation quadratic. So we have 1/2 negative 330 tapos 160.8 million over 0.9 times 0.85 times 28 times 250. Okay, so our AR 551 and 108.99. So itong 551 hindi natin i-accept kasi ang depth natin dito 400 lang eh. So hindi ito yung solution. Ito yung solution 108 or approximately 109 na lang, no? Or sige 108.99 na lang. Okay? Ngayon, ito, we are assuming nga pala lahat ng to, no? Assuming that we are designing for singly reinforced rectangular beam, no? So, ito, i-check pa natin kung tama ba itong design na to na sapat na ba yung singly reinforced. So, paano i-check? So, dalawa, pwedeng i-check mo yung magiging steel ratio mamaya na dapat hindi lalagpas sa maximum steel ratio, no? O di kaya yung area ng steel dapat hindi lalagpas dun sa maximum prescribed by the code, no? Or pinakamadali ay kunin mo na lang or i-compare mo na lang ito dun sa maximum depth of neutral axis, no? Which is equal to 3/8 ng effective depth. This is if you are designing for tension control and steel yields. Okay? Yung isa, yung 3/7, if you are only designing na steel yields. Okay? Pero hindi yan tension control. Transition failure actually yan. Or transition zone dapat yan. So, pero dito kasi, sinabi na kasi na yung fee na gagamitin ay 0.9. Kaya ibig sabihin, dapat tension control and steel yields yung gagamitin natin. So, which is 3/8 ng effective depth. So, paano nakuha yung 3/8? So, pag din-drawing naman natin yung strain diagram, yung dulo ng concrete. No? So, sa strain diagram, ganito kasi yan. No? So, dapat daw, yung strain ng concrete ay 0.003. Fix yun. Tapos, at maximum condition, dapat yung strain ng bakal sa tension controlled ay 0.005. Okay, kapag ganyan, ito ngayon yung, ano, ayan ha, no? Ito ngayon yung maximum na depth of the neutral axis. Okay? So, kapag nag-ratio and proportion tayo, bali, as you can see, no, effective depth pa rin to. So, kapag kinonsider mo itong triangle na to, tapos i-compare mo sa triangle na to, okay, so they are similar, kaya gagawin mo by similar figures, we will have yung yellow muna, C max over 0.003 equals, yung green naman ay D over 0.005 plus 0.003. Kasi ito yan eh. Di ba? 0.003 plus itong length na to, ito rin yun. So 0.008. Ilalabas yung C max ay 3/8 of the effective depth. Okay? So, ayan yun, no? So, ibig sabihin, ito, check natin. Convert muna natin ito sa C. Para ma-convert, di ba, ang relationship niyan ay A over beta 1. Okay? Tapos yung beta 1 natin is 0.85 kung 28 megapascal yung FC prime pababa. No? So, 28 naman, so 0.85. So, therefore, yung C natin magiging 128.22 millimeters. Tapos, computin natin yung Cmax. So, Cmax is 3/8 times effective depth na 330. So, lalabas is 123.75. Okay? Which is, mas malaki, no? Etong C natin. So, lumagpas na tayo. So, dahil lumagpas na tayo dito, therefore, since C is greater than Cmax, no? We will have to design this as doubly reinforced rectangular beam. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kailangan natin yung i-design as doubly reinforced. Alright? So, paano yun? No? Paano yun? So, ganito lang yan. Bali, um, natatandaan natin, okay, so di ba ito yung mga bakal natin, ano? So, mayroon na tayong bakal dito ngayon, no? Ang tatandaan natin is dapat yung total moment capacity nito, okay? Yung total ay equal sa moment capacity nung, no, tawagin ko to na AS1, okay? Na tawagin din natin itong MN1. So ito parang ano to siya, singly reinforced at maximum condition, no? Plus yung baka lang, okay? So ito tatawagin natin na AS2, tapos ito tatawagin natin na AS prime. Okay? So bali itong MN2, ito naman yung capacity ng baka lang. Okay? Kumbaga additional na bakal na ilalagay natin because we are designing it sa doubly reinforced. Kumbaga ito, lagay natin ano, ito yung capacity at maximum condition for SRRB. Okay? Ito naman yung additional steel capacity. Okay? So dapat pag pinag-add to, equal lang siya dun sa total nominal capacity. No? Okay, so ang pwede nating unang gawin is makompute na kagad yung AS1. Kasi itong AS1 na to, ano lang to, yan na yung AS max sa ano sa SRRB. Okay, so madali na yon. So kunin na lang natin yung maximum still ratio. No? So we have AS1 is equal to AS max, which is equal to rho max times BD. Pero ano yung Romax? Ano yung maximum steal ratio? So, well, may formula, no? Maganda, maganda, kabisado na. Pero kung hindi, madali lang naman i-derive. Bali, from C is equal to P, no? Ang C, 0.85 FC prime AB. Etong T is AS FY. No? FY na to kasi ano na eh. Gusto natin at maximum condition eh. So at maximum condition, still yields. No? So ito, gagawin nating A max. Ano ba yung A max? 'Di ba ang A max ay beta 1 C max. Kaya ano ba ang C max? No? Discuss natin kanina, no? Na yan ay 3/8 ng D. So therefore, yung A max ay beta 1, 3/8 of the effective depth. Okay? So substitute natin, 0.85 FC prime, 3/8 D, beta 1 times B is equal to AS FY. Tapos, ang goal ko, di ba yung still ratio ay AS over BD, no? So, ibig sabihin, kapag dinivide ko itong dalawa, ito tsaka to, doon, magkakaroon ako ng AS over BD. No? So, ganun yung gawin natin. So, we will have here AS over BD. Tapos, ang maiiwan dito ay yung 3/8. Tapos, 0.85 FC prime beta 1 over FY. No? So, ito ngayon yung formula natin. No? Na lumalabas. Ito na yung ano natin, no? Romax. Okay, so lumalabas yung Romax is simply 3/8 times 0.85 FC prime beta 1 over FY. Okay? So, in short, kapag binultiply natin ng BD yan ay AS1 times BD, yan ay F1, AS1. So, kumpitin natin. So, we have 3 times 0.85 times FC prime times beta 1 times BD. Ang B ay 250, ang D ay 330 over 8. FY is 420, tama ba? FY 413. Okay, that's it, no? So our still area, check na lang, check natin. 3.85 FC prime beta 1 250 times 3. So yung B natin ay 250, ano? Ayan, 250. Tapos yung FY natin, 413. Okay, 413. Okay, so our AS1 would be 1,515.41. 1,515.41 millimeters square. Okay? So, okay na tayo dito sa AS1 na to. So, ang next natin na kailangan computein is yung AS2. No? So, paano makakompute yung AS2? So, gagamitin natin to ngayon. Okay? So, MN should be equal to MN1 plus MN2. Okay? So, what is MN1? So, MN1, um, ang titignan natin is ito, no? So, po pwede kasi tayo, di ba meron dito ang compression block? So, yung compression block nito, matik na AMAX. Kasi naano na natin, nasagad na natin, eh, no? Okay, so ang gagawin lang natin, yung tension na ibibigay nito, AS1FY, no? Ibo-moment natin dito sa centroid. So, which is D minus A over 2. Okay? So, yun yung MN1 natin. No? So, we will have AS1 times FY. So, matik na to, no, na mag-yield. Tapos, D minus A max over 2. Okay, plus, ano yung MN2? So, ang MN2 naman, ito. So, meron din itong tension, no? Kasi ito may compression. CS, tapos tension 2, T2, ito T1, no? So, ganun ulit. Mag-moment ulit tayo dito sa compression. Tapos, ang distance naman nila ay ano na, hindi na D minus A over 2, D minus D prime, no? Yung D prime is yung distance nito from the bottom, which is yung 70 mm. Okay? So, pag nag-moment tayo sa CS, so T2 times D minus D. Kasi ano yung T2? So, AS2 times FY. So, automatic din ito na mag-yield, no? Kasi nag-yield na nga itong mga to eh. So, mag-yield na rin itong tension bar, no? Na i-additional natin. Okay? So, we will have AS2 FY times D minus D prime. Okay? Tapos ano yung MN? So yung MN natin, again, kapag in-equate natin yung MU, no? So magiging ano lang to, no? Ano lang natin lagay? MN will be equal to MU over feet. So di-divide lang natin to ng feet. So 160.8 over, or ano natin? 160.8 over 0.9. Tapos gawin nating Newton millimeter. Okay? So therefore, we will have, ito, i-apply na natin, 1515.41 times 4, ilan nga ito? 413, no? 413 times 330 minus yung Amax natin kanina. Hindi pala natin na-compute, no? Ang na-compute lang natin is yung Cmax. So 123.75, multiply lang natin ng 0.85 para maging Amax. So we will have 105.19. Okay? So 105.19 over 2, okay, plus AS2 FY, and then D minus D prime. So 330 minus 70. Ayan. So lahat yan naka-equate dito, and then we will solve for A2. AS2. Okay? So we have 160.8 over 0.9 times 1 million equals 1515.41 times 413 times 330 minus 105.19 over 2 plus yung AS2 times 413 times 330 minus 70. Okay, shift solve. Okay, so this gives us 47.02 millimeters squared. So ito yung additional natin na bakal. No? So therefore, yung total natin na bakal for tension is AS1 plus AS2. So that gives us 15. So plus lang natin ng 1515.41. So that's 1562.43 millimeters squared. So ito ngayon yung total na bakal na gagamitin natin on the tension side. So ang sabi sa problem, kung ang tension reinforcement daw is placed in one layer only, which of the following is most suitable? Okay, so alin daw yung pinaka pwede. So kung i-check natin isa-isa in terms of in terms of area, no? So kumpitin natin yung area nitong A, no? So 8 times pi over 4 times 16 squared. So tinala natin. So ang ibibigay niya sa atin ay 1,608. ang baseline or ang kailangan natin is 1562.43 lang. So, ibig sabihin, okay. Okay yung letter A in terms of strength. Check naman natin yung letter B. So, 5 pi over 4 times 20 squared. Check natin. So, mas malaki pa rin. No? So, pwede rin yung B actually. And then yung letter C, we have 4 by 25. So, that gives us 1963. So, pwede rin yung letter C in terms of strength. Ano? Tapos yung letter D naman ay tatlong 28. Okay, so as you can see, pwede rin, no? Ay, lumaki masyado. 28. Ayan. So, 1847. So, pwede. Actually, pwede silang lahat in terms of the design strength. No? Kasi 15 something lang naman yung kailangan natin. 1562. No? So, how do we choose? Okay? Well, to choose, we will need to check the required spacing no, nung mga longitudinal bar. Kasi po pwede na ito, 8. Baka kasi hindi yan magkasya sa one layer. Di ba? So, kailangan natin i-check kung magkakasya ba yan sa one layer. So, to check, we will need to recall dito kung ano yung minimum, maximum or yung, yes, minimum spacing na kailangan based sa code ng mga longitudinal bars. So, di ba, kung titignan natin, ito kunwari yung ano natin, kailangan pala sa top, no? Kasi ano to eh, negative bending. So, kunwari, ito yung nasa top. Okay, tapos kunwari, ito yung stirrups. Kunwari, ito yung stirrups. Okay, tapos andito yung mga bakal natin. Okay, so, kunwari lang yan. Sa ito yung mga bakal natin. Okay, so dito kasi sa design code kasi meron itong required na clear spacing. Hindi pwedeng masyadong malapit 'yan, no? So meron yang minimum, no? Yung minimum clear spacing daw according to the code is whichever is the largest between the bar diameter 25 millimeters or 4/3 of the diameter of the aggregates. Okay? So sa problem na to, wala namang binigay na diameter ng aggregates, kaya ang pagpipilian lang natin is whichever is larger ng bar diameter at ng 25 mm. No? So depende, no? So dapat magkasya sila dun sa width na 250, di ba? Kailangan magkasya sila diyan. Okay? And now, how do we compute that 250? Okay, so para ma-compute, remember meron ditong clear cover na 40. So dalawang 40. Yung dalawa. Tapos meron din dalawang ties, no? So plus dalawang ties na tigka 10 mm. And then yung mga diameter ng bar. So plus, ilan ba? Depende kung ilan. So laging sabi natin N. N times diameter ng bar. Di ba? Kung ito. Itong length na to, plus ito, plus ito, plus. And then plus ito pang mga spacing na to. Okay? So yung clear spacing, okay? Ilan yan? So, depende. Kung ang dami ng bakal mo ay 4, ang clear spacing natin ay 3. So, kung 3 naman yung bakal, ang clear spacing mo, 2 lang. So, actually, yung dami ng clear spacing ay laging mas mababa ng isa ng number of bars. So, ito ay merong nakalagay dito na n-1. Okay? So, yan. So, that's how we compute, no? So, ngayon, isi-check na lang natin, no? Isa-isa yung diameter ng bar. So, letter A, ano yung pinagpipilian doon? So, ang pinagpipilian ay 8, 16, 520, 425, tsaka 320. So, ang pinagpipilian ay 8 na 16, 5 na 20, and then 4 na 25, and then tatlong 28. Okay? So, isa-isahin lang muna natin. Ang magiging minimum clear spacing dito sa letter A ay between the diameter of the bar and 16, which is 16, and 25 mm, whichever is larger. So, ibig sabihin, 25 dapat. Okay? Para dun sa letter A. Para sa letter B, 25 pa din. Para sa letter C, 25. Tapos para sa letter D, whichever is larger between 28 and 25, o di 28. Ayan. So, yun yung minimum. So, kailangan masunod natin yung minimum na yan. No? So, sa isahin natin. So, kunwari, letter A. So, kailangan, ano to ha? 250. Kailangan hindi lumagpas ng 250. No? So, we have 2 times 40. Baguhin ko to. Gawin ko tong ano. Dapat ito, hindi lalagpas ng 250. No? Kailangan, kasi 250 yung ano natin eh. Yung nakaset na width. Okay, so dapat mas maliit yan sa 250 or equal. Plus 2 times 10 plus, kung ito muna, ang n natin ay 8, ang diameter ng bar ay 16, plus, so yung minimum clear spacing natin is 25, no, times n minus 1, which is 8 minus 1. Okay, at lumabas, ang lapad, no? Hindi kasya. So, hindi kasya yung letter A. So, wag na yon, no? So, lipat tayo sa letter B. Sa letter B naman, we have 5 na tigto 20. Okay, tapos yung minimum spacing niyan is 25 plus 5. Okay, again, hindi kasya kasi 300, no? Lagpas sa 250. So, punta naman tayo sa letter C. So, sa letter C, 4 na lang na tigto 25 plus yung minimum spacing niya is 25 tapos ito 4. Okay, lagpas pa rin ang 250. So, malamang ang sagot dito letter D na. So, check na lang natin. Tatlong 28. Tapos ang minimum clear spacing ay 28. Tapos ito tatlo lang. Okay? So as you can see, mas mababa sa 250. So pasok doon sa code natin. So therefore, ang tamang sagot is itong letter B. Okay? So we have our answer for number 65 is letter D. Okay? For number 66, the beam is reinforced with 2 legs of 10 millimeter diameter ties spaced at 200 millimeters on center. Determine its nominal shear capacity. Okay, so madali lang yan. So 66. 66, ang spacing daw ng ties na 10 mm ay 200 millimeters. So ano daw yung nominal shear capacity? So di ba ang nominal shear capacity is yung shear provided by the concrete plus the shear provided by the steel. The shear provided by the steel is equal to AV FY VB over spacing. And the shear provided by the concrete for flexure, no? Using simplified computation is 0.17 lambda square root of FC prime BD. Okay? So, ganyan lang. Kukumpitin lang natin isa-isa. Tapos, ang sabi niya, 2 legs eh. So, ibig sabihin, ganito yung itsura ng cross-section. Ganyan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kapag ka nagkaroon ng crack, no? Pag ganito, yung crack. Okay? So, ang kukontra ngayon dun sa crack, itong mga bakal na to. Ito tsaka to. So, meron tayong dalawang legs. So, para yan sa computation ng AV, no? Yung mga legs na yan. Okay? So, kumpitin na natin isa-isa. Unahin ko na si VC. So, 0.17. Yung lambda natin kapag kapag normal weight concrete ay 1 lang yan. Square root of 28. B is 250. Effective depth is 330. Okay, divide lang natin ng 1,000 para maging kilonewton. 0.17 square root of FC prime times 250 times 330. So, 74.21 kilonewtons. And then for the steel, we have dalawang pi over 4 times 10 squared. Yan yung AV. Tapos yung FYV natin, according to the problem, is 275. 275, effective depth is 330 over spacing na 200. Tapos divide ulit natin ng 1,000 para maging kilonewton. So dalawang pi over 4 times 10 squared times 275 times 330 over spacing. Ayan. Okay, so we have 71.27. So therefore, our nominal shear capacity in this scenario would be 145.48 kilonewtons. Okay? And that is letter D. Okay? So that's it for this situation.